Greetings, Cleveland. This is TV20's Hollywood Kids, the show that spotlights some of Cleveland's most talented and gifted kids. Kids who dream, kids who soar, kids who one day could make that journey from Cleveland to Hollywood. I'm your host, Cornell Calhoun III, and my guest today is singer, rapper, entrepreneur, Mr. Devito Parker Jr. Devito, welcome to Hollywood Kids.
Thanks for having me here. It's a pleasure.
My pleasure. So let's get right into it. Did your parents tell you that your dad used to play for me?
They did. They said my dad was the best player, but, you know, I'm better than him, so we ain't gonna get into that.
Your dad played for me at Sterling Recreation. He was my best player, slasher, scorer. We had an incredible season. It's just ironic that you're sitting in the studio here today.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, when he said your name, he was like, I used to play basketball for him. I'm like, swear. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So let's get into it. You are an extremely talented individual. I looked at your resume. I watched your videos. You're a multitasker, rapper, singer, had your own talk show.
Yeah.
You got your own nonprofit organization. But I want you to tell me straight up, who is Devito Parker Jr.?
I am, well, for one, as you can tell, I'm a creative person. I got a big heart. I care about the youth a lot. That's why a lot of the things I do is for the youth, just put spotlight on the youth, like my talk show for the youth, just a positive outlet and things that the youth can come together and do rather than just negative things, which teens normally my age and my generation do. My Parker's Promise is to help the underprivileged youth. Just everything I do, so I have a big heart. I'm creative. And I'm on the rise.
You're on the rise.
I'm on the rise.
You soaring.
Yeah.
Like I said. So you're a junior at Cleveland School of Arts?
Yes.
And you're a theater major?
Theater major.
Have you? What plays have you done there? What plays have you done there?
Well, my freshman year we was remote.
Okay.
So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was in the pandemic.
Yeah, but we still did a play festival, but it was a virtual play festival. I cannot remember the name of the play I was in, but I did a play my freshman year. And then my sophomore year, when we got back in school, is when I actually did my first play in the play festival, which was Think Globally. It was directed by a senior at my school. And then recently, this year, well, it was 2022, but my junior year, for the anniversary of the school plays festival,
Right.
I starred in our play called We Are One. So
We Are One. What kind of character did you play?
and We Are One, it was just basically a whole storyline. Well, it was a bunch of different storylines, but my role was I was an alcoholic father. I was a homophobic father because my son was a part of the LGBTQ community.
Okay.
But I wasn't very accepting of that, and I had lost my wife. She had died, so.
You had multiple characters.
Not multiple characters, one character, but my character had many different
facets. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And so you're also a rapper too.
A rapper, yeah.
So how would you define your rapping style?
My rapping style, I would say it's more modern,
Okay.
but my lyrics I have lyricism. I feel like that's the greatest talent I possess, my lyricism. My wordplay, I'm very good with words. Like since a kid, I picked up a dictionary, so I've been knowing how to use big words and just being able to articulate myself. So I feel like it's modern, but my lyrics are heavy hitters.
How long have you been rapping?
I've been rapping since I was 8 years old. I made my first song at 9, though.
How good are you at freestyle?
Good am I at freestyling?
Yeah.
On a good day?
A good day.
On a good day, it could be a 9. But it's really a hit or miss. On a bad day, it could be a 1.
Now, who are some of the rappers that you admire?
Rappers that I admire, you know, just growing up in my house, my mom played Tupac, so most definitely Tupac. But I hate hearing that because it's so cliche. A lot of people say Tupac and don't know not one Tupac song. But for me, it's Tupac. Biggie too. I listen to Biggie. I can name a.
Okay, so what
I love all old school music, honestly, like Ice Cube, NWA, Eazy-E, most of them.
What do you think makes a successful rapper? A rapper that people want to listen to 24/7?
I feel like to be a successful rapper, it's just your aura. Like, I feel like some people have star power, but I feel like I have that star power too. Like, since I was younger, my grandma always told me that I have star power, and you can't buy star power. You can't buy the aura. I feel like some people are born with it, and some people are not.
And how old were you when you started rapping again?
I was 8 years old, but I made my first song at 9.
So what inspired you to get started? I mean, did you hear other rappers, on the TV or radio? Or, I mean, what made you want to join the rapping industry?
Well, I always just loved the music. Like, when I was younger, any song, I could sing all the words to it. So I always loved music. But I was in a music family too. Like, my uncle, he had a studio in his basement. And his son, my cousin, Trayvon, he was making music at the time, and I would always be down there in the basement watching him record and just asking him, when can I record? Can I record? Can I record? And one day he decided to let me record, and since that day I never stopped.
So that was history.
That was history.
Okay. So we're going to take a look at a clip of Devito doing Best Friend. I mean, I love this clip, and a little bit because of basketballs. Let's take a look.
I need a best friend who gon' really ride for me, yeah. I need a best friend who gon' really slide for me. I need a best friend, if I cry, she cry with me. I need a best friend who put them aside for me. I need a best friend, one who gon' ride until the end, and you gon' stay right by my side. Oh, you gon' switch up for your mess. Have fun with me and stack on with me, that's the only plan. And if you ever need anything, just know that I'm your right hand when it's rough times. You gon' stay right by my side. I got your back and you got mine. You ever call, I won't decline. And that's that. We don't gotta text every day. I just want us to be close. Support me like a #1 supporter when you at my show. All I ask is for loyalty and company. It ain't too much, hope you ain't here for the royalty, cause majority of them was. Tell me the meaning of a best friend. Yeah, are you my best friend? Or you gon' leave just like my last friend? You solid or you fake, cause you be hanging with them lames. I don't know which route you gon' take. Let somebody play with you and you know I'ma bust they brain. I go insane, cause you my dog, it ain't no switching on the game. Told you I love you for life, ain't nothing gon' change. I need a best friend, one who gon' ride until the end, and you gon' stay right by my side. Oh, you gon' switch up for your mess. I need a best friend who gon' really slide for me. I need a best friend, know I need her, she gon' hold it down for me. Need a best friend, keep it real and promise you won't lie to me. Don't have to be boyfriend and girlfriend just to come and vibe. I wanna be your best friend to the end. I like your vibes, I feel like you my long lost twin. We got that crazy connection, you thinking what I'm thinking. If your dude acting crazy, I'ma hurt him, cause you don't need him. No, you don't deserve it. You should be treated like a princess, cause you perfect. I'm overprotective, I know that they not worth you. No, they not worth you. No, they not worth you. Yeah. I need a best friend who gon' really ride for me, yeah. I need a best friend who gon' really slide for me. I need a best friend, if I cry, she cry with me. I need a best friend who put them aside for me. I need a best friend, one who gon' ride until the end, and you gon' stay right by my side. Oh, you gon' switch up for your mess. I need a best friend, stay right by my side.
Man, I love that clip. So tell me how that came about, that particular video.
Well, I made that song when I was 14 years old, and that song, I was homeschooled at the time, and being homeschooled is kind of hard to make friends,
Okay.
I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, that's what I was just feeling like. I need a best friend, and yeah, I just brought my vision to how I wanted it to life, and I feel like with the video, that's what best friends do: play basketball, just have fun. So I feel like we brought that vision to life.
Where did you shoot that video at?
If I'm not mistaken, that was at the Neo Sports Plant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know it was a gym and background. Yeah. People
Actually playing basketball.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And that kind of really hit, especially since your dad played for me back in the day. What is do you remember what your first performance was? The first time you performed in front of an audience?
I do. The first time I performed in front of an audience was at my 10th birthday party, and my mom had set that up. She had rented out a venue and invited all my family and friends, and I did a performance. And actually, that day I did a performance, my mom actually hopped on one of my songs and surprised me and almost made me cry. And also because my grandma voice, which is my late grandma, her voice was on the song, so that song was just perfect. Yeah.
So if you had a dream character to portray, who would he be?
A dream character to portray.
Yeah, a dream character to portray.
Like an already character that's already in the movie?
In other words, if you could write your own script for a movie, who would your character be?
I feel like I would, because my favorite movie is Death Sentence. So I feel like for me, my dream character would be kind of a vigilante character. Like something that happens to me and then I go at the people who did it or something like that. But like action.
Action, adventure.
Yeah, adventure.
So what do you enjoy most about performing, Devito?
I say this all the time, but a feeling that you get when you go on stage and you see flashlights and people screaming is it's kind of an addictive feeling. It makes you never want to leave the stage. Like the love that you feel from the crowd and just everybody in the stands, that's a feeling you can't get nowhere else. So that's my by far favorite part of performing. And it's just zoning out. I feel like, before I go on stage, I'm just Devito. But when I'm on stage, it's a whole different mind switch. I'm zoning out and it's just a whole different person.
What's really interesting to me and kind of fascinating is at such a young age, all that you've accomplished. I mean, you've been in the hit Showtime show, The Chi, movies, White Boy Rick, Vanish, Little Evil. You've done national commercials and ads. What have you learned from like the professional people that you work with in all of these venues?
I say I learned that it takes time. It's all a process. Because you will hear a lot of them say like it took hard work and time. Like some people think just because if you want to start acting, you're gonna act today and probably be on a big movie next year or something like that. But these are people who've been grinding their whole life, who started acting when they were 15 and didn't get their first big role till they were 25. So I just learned that it takes time. I have to be patient, and it's coming to me. I'm only getting closer every day.
Yeah. So how did that part in The Chi come about? Was it an audition process? I mean, you know how many people would love to be on a streaming show, Showtime? I mean, that's incredible to me.
Well, at the time, I had already been in background for The Chi multiple times.
Okay.
So it was kind of just like building up to that point where I was going to get my speaking role. So I had been working with them multiple times. I probably did 3 background occurrences on the show. And then I got an audition and it said for a speaking role, and I was too excited. Let's hurry up and film this. We filmed it, and about maybe 4 to 5 days later, got an email saying I was booked, and that feeling was crazy.
Yeah, that's incredible. I'm so proud of you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So what strengths do you think you possess that make you a successful performer?
I feel like for me, it's my work ethic. My work ethic for sure. And I say work ethic because being on set or just even making a project musically, but specifically being on set, it takes a lot of time. Like, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of hard work and grittiness before you get to the good part. So my work ethic, my patience, I've been patient a lot. Like, I started when I was 10, and I was one of those people who thought, yeah, I'm going to start at 10, I'm probably going to have a big role by this age and this age. But just over time, I learned that I just got to be patient and have time. And also, like we said earlier, star power. I feel like I have the star power. I never met a stranger. When I go in the rooms, I feel like people are just gravitated towards me, and I have good energy. I'm a good person, so I feel like that's just gonna reflect off in the world. And yeah, I feel like, the biggest, yeah, that's it.
Okay, so we're gonna take a look at this star power. We're gonna take a look at Devito's acting reel. Incredible work. Let's take a look.
My mouth was open.
This is gonna suck.
Back to school, get great deals at Dick's Sporting Goods, like $19.99 backpacks and 25% off select styles. Save big on select Under Armour and Adidas.
Without skimping on the things you love.
A family gathers for a meal.
You know how to spend a little less.
An older couple hold hands.
To get a little more. To make life a little better.
Walmart. Save money, live better.
They tell me the possibilities are endless. When it comes to my future, that each day is a new beginning. But it's a big world out there, and I don't know my place in it yet. And sometimes, the waters of life get rough. But they also say storms always pass. Better days are always ahead. It's good to know people are looking out for the land. Looking out for my future. I need to know things are getting better, and they are. If you look hard enough, you'll see Clevelanders everywhere, working, grinding, sacrificing to make this a better land for you and me.
One detective, he came and he said,
Somebody shot Mr. Franks. I couldn't see
can
it.
go to jail for perjury. 12 years old. I don't know what perjury means. I wanted my mother so bad.
Come on, you know everybody in this neighborhood, don't you? See? You saw all 3 shots? Was it like bang, bang, bang?
I had nobody.
Is that it?
Should I not? Should I?
It was a car there, right? Green car?
Yeah. Yes.
You're doing good, Eddie. Next to the green car, did you see who
Should I
who
come
shot him?
Should I
No.
come?
Come on, Eddie, I just need a name.
Should I not? Should I?
Not good enough.
See, I don't know.
Who pulled the trigger, Eddie? You know who it was. Who killed Harold Franks? Who? Who killed Harold Franks?
Ricky Jackson.
Here, sign this. Proud of you, young.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So, of all the performances that you've given, is there one particular one that you're proud of more so than any others?
One that I'm proud of the most, proud of the most was I performed for Boosie's son, Tootie Raw, in Akron. I opened up for them in Akron, and everybody in the crowd knew my words. So that was just a great feeling, like just to have them sing the song for me. I didn't even have to say a word. That was perfect. That was great.
Who are some of your favorite performers? And also, who are some celebrity performers that you met on this journey, your journey that you've made?
Well, my favorite performers, as far as like musically, like performing.
And acting.
Okay, so I do my music first. So I say Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, and Jimmy Foxx. As far as just musically performing.
Okay.
We know how Michael Jackson performed. We know how Chris Brown performed. He's talented, and Jimmy Foxx is talented too. So those top 3 best performers musically.
How good are you with the dancing?
Fun fact, I used to dance for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Really?
I really did used to dance, but I got too old. I got too old and I ain't danced since. I'm kind of stiff now.
So was Logan on that dance?
She was on the dance team with me, yeah. Right. We danced together.
So you a little stiff now.
I'm a little stiff now, but I can still hit a little move.
Yeah, all right. I won't ask you to perform. But you're gonna do something for me, right? You're gonna do a song for me?
Yes, I'm gonna do a song. A release song actually is gonna be on my upcoming project. It's called Need Love. So
Need Love? Okay, so we're gonna take a break and get set up, and then Devito's gonna come out and do his set, Need Love.
Young brother, if you pick up this to settle a petty dispute or beef over a girl or perceived diss or territory, there are only 2 places you will end up. Either in a 6 by 8 foot hellhole known as a prison cell, or here in the cemetery, in an even smaller kind of box, a coffin. We don't need another tombstone, street corner shrine vigil, or mother in tears wailing about how the son she loved died alone in a hail of bullets on a cold, dark city street. We've had more than enough of that. What we do need, however, are more young men who go on to become business owners, doctors, lawyers, and teachers. More young men who live long enough to become great fathers and grandfathers. Knowing how to load and cock a pistol and pull a trigger doesn't make you a man. So don't settle your arguments with a gun. Talk it out. Don't shoot it out. We give a damn about you. Your life matters.
Everybody need love, everybody need trust, everybody need to be careful. Love her, so be careful. Everybody need love, everybody need trust, everybody need to be careful. Love her, so be careful. Kicked out of school in the 5th grade, it felt like life was over. First heartbreak in the 7th grade, but it made me a soldier. Same your mama got cancer, that's when the world started getting colder. 12 years old, trying to carry the weight of a man on my shoulder. 8th grade, my grandma died. I swear it broke me. Thought heroes couldn't die. Guess that situation showed me. I felt dead inside. My mama begging for the hold me. I pushed all my friends away. Then I was sad when I got lonely. I'll probably trade anything in the world to find some peace. On the road, staying at the trees. It was Mama Ronnie and me. Was Big Mama was sit and see a golden child out on TV. To all my fallen soldiers, I'ma make sure y'all resting in peace. My little cousins think I'm the GOAT. Don't need no female validation. I'ma bring Latana on the road with me when I get famous. Money came, I love her happiness, but I'm still paper chasing. Question if my heart gon' be fulfilled by the day I make it. Everybody need love, everybody need trust, everybody need to be careful. Love her, so be careful. Everybody need love, everybody need trust, everybody need to be careful. Love her, so be careful. I just wanna feel love sometimes. They think 'cause I'm smiling, I ain't going through it. I just wanna hug sometimes. I'm feeling rough inside. Nigga really close it down with life. Might surrender to the pain tonight. I just wanna be, I just wanna be, I just wanna be happy. I just wanna be happy. I just wanna be happy. I just wanna be. I just wanna be happy. I just wanna be. Hey, fake friends, always just smile in my face, but I don't wanna kick it no more. Love just a word. I don't really know what it means, 'cause I don't really feel it no more. I'm trying to get rich. You just want love from a tree. Be mad when your feeling gets stole. I'm on a high vibration. The things that I'm doing is bigger than being with the bro. I just wanna be happy. It seems that I can't. So I guess that I'm giving up. I don't want no friends. I don't want no peers. I swear to see nobody real enough. Stimulate my mind by reading. They don't see it. I've been crying, no grind to seize. My soul and my mind is bleeding. If I had a show in my life, it'd be 99 seasons. Of 99 reasons why I can't let go trust and why I go hard when I'm weak. Had to discuss so my skin can be tough. Talk to my shadow, he following me. I love myself in the eyes, I ain't not get lonely. My shadow reflection in me. I'm destined for greatness. I tell my mama I'ma make it the top only place to be. Gang.
Great work, man. Great work.
Thank you.
So how did that come about, that song?
Basically, that song came about. I feel like I put everything in that song. I feel like that's the song I'm most emotionally attached to. I put everything in that song, like my whole life, basically. So, yeah, that's the song I'm most emotionally attached to. That has all my feelings in it.
How long did it take you to come up with the lyrics?
Honestly, for that song, it took me a while. Like, normally I can finish a song in one day, but for that song, I feel like it just came along to me as the days went by. So I say it probably took me about 2 to 3 weeks just to finish writing the whole song.
So talk to me about your nonprofit. You have a nonprofit. Is it Parker's Promise?
Parker's Promise.
Tell me about that and how that came to be.
Okay, so Parker's Promise started in 2020 during the pandemic. And me and my mom were just thinking of ways to help the youth and find ways to help the black youth in our community, because it's a lot of negative things going on and no guidance that's going on in the youth right now. So we decided to start a foundation called Parker's Promise, a nonprofit just to help the youth. And our mission is to provide for underprivileged youth in our community. So we have events where we annually take kids to Cavs games. Every year, we just recently went to a Cavs game, and we did an event in 2020, which was my first event, was at the arena, at the Cavs arena, and we had speakers come talk about juvenile, how to fix a tire and stuff like that. So it's just, the overall mission is just to provide for the underprivileged youth.
And so, and what makes you, what makes you so proud of that organization, would you say?
Because we're a family. We're a family. It's, once you with Parker's Promise, you with us forever. We always got you. Our mission is to always help, and it's just because I'm a part of the youth and I get to help the youth, and that means a lot to me too.
And your mother's your manager, right?
Yes.
So, who has the last word? Your mom or yourself or your dad?
Well,
and be honest.
I'm going to be honest. With my mom, with my mom, it really depends. On some things, she get the last word, and on some things, it'd be like, okay, you know what you want to do, so I get the last word. But we come together as a team and bring every vision we got to life together. So
that's great. Yeah. That's great. You got great parental support.
Mm-hmm.
So, finally, where will Devito Parker Jr. be in the next 10 years?
In the next 10 years, y'all gonna have to look out for me in the next 10 years, man. In the next 10 years, in the next 10 years, I will be either one of the biggest music stars, biggest acting stars, biggest modeling stars, whatever it is, I will be up there in the next 10 years in my creative endeavors and my entertainment journey. So just be on the lookout.
You know what? I believe you. Without a doubt, I believe you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I got to come back.
Okay, and I'll have you back.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to have to hook up with your dad.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
I'd like to thank my special guest, Devito Parker Jr., for hanging out with me today. And to all the talented youth out there in Cleveland, remember, dream, believe, soar. I'm Cornell Calhoun III for TV 20 and Hollywood Kids.